Like land on the flip? Oh!
Like, I just accidentally fell down somewhere where
Down and offered a fight. Hey, Arthur, did you heard me? I took myself.
It's a game about honor, and the basis of it is from Lord of the Rings and medieval period fighting. So we fight with safe medieval replica weapons like swords, and there's also arrows, maces, and shield bashing, axes, battle axes.
Battle axe!
so legal.
It's a way to just have fun, and you get to go into like a whole nother world. I get to let all my worries go and just focus on that moment.
No.
This is my formal wear.
No, this
Okay, let me get right.
costume
Is a uniform that represents the unit that I'm in, which is named the Warden. He's a samurai dude. It's the most manly beard ever made.
I thought you were
That's on my chest because it's scratchy, so I ripped it off. And then the hat's just fancy.
The Celts carried around a pouch, and I wanted to be as historically accurate as possible, so I carried food in it today.
Oh.
Because I forgot that I left my battle axe at home. So I brought oranges. A kill is any 2 limbs lost, or any hit to the torso is an automatic kill. For almost all instances, a headshot is not allowed, unless it's like an arrow or a rock. If you lose your arm goes behind your back. You lose your leg, you go down on that knee. 1 arm, 1 leg is a kill. 2 arms is a kill. 2 legs is a kill. Depending on what type of battle it is, you either stay dead or you're able to respawn. Which is like you go to a certain spot and then you respawn and then you can rejoin the battle. The main rule is Rule 0. It basically explains use common sense, safety comes first, followed by playability and realism. But it's all honor, like you need to take your hit.
Oh, that was cheap!
So, this is the first we're going to be demonstrating the rules on. The rules to Dagorhir are simple. The first thing I will explain is swords are blue. They're called blue weapons because they're one-handed and they do normal damage. When you hit someone in the arm, they put their arm behind their back, and if they have a weapon in that arm, they drop the weapon. If you hit them in the hand while they're holding the weapon, then it doesn't count as a hit. If there's duct tape on that part of the blade, or the blade is flat, it is not legal to hit with. If you hit someone in the leg, they have to go down 1 knee. And you're only allowed to hit them in the knee that hasn't been hit. And stand up. If they lose 2 limbs, they die. If they get hit in the torso, which includes upper shoulder, crotch, back, beard, all of that, they die. If their foot is on the ground when you hit it,
Foot on the ground!
tall foot on the ground. If you hit garb, like say if I only glanced the beard,
What does it mean by calling foot on the ground?
foot on the ground just means the foot was on the ground when you hit it.
It doesn't count as a hit.
Yes, it doesn't do anything to the leg.
Oh, okay.
And if you hit someone,
Good question, Arcane.
If you glance someone's clothing, like whoop, garb, then they call garb and they don't take any damage. And if you hit them in the hand, while they're not holding a weapon, they will have to lose that arm. Okay, that's how blue weapons work.
Is a red weapon that needs to be worked on still, but we're going to use it. If I hit him with full force in his shield, it's a red.
On his shield or in his shield?
On his shield.
If I do that twice, red! Red! His shield's broken, and now he dies.
This is a green weapon. It is for stabbing. Swords can also be green, but they have to have soft tips. This is green only because it has a soft tip, as you can see here. The damage a green weapon does is if it hits an arm, the arm goes limp. It is not gone. It still just kind of flails around. You have to drop whatever in it. But I can continue hitting that, and nothing will happen, because it is just limp. Now, if I hit him there, and there, he'll be completely limp. And he's still alive, though.
Alright,
Because
we'll call it a draw!
You can just kind of, you know, push him over, do whatever you want, stab him until he dies.
I'm not dead yet!
And that is how green works. It's stabbing.
Beautiful work of metal is armor.
It gives me one extra hit in the protected area. Currently it is protecting my upper shoulder and part of my arm. So if he hits it with a blue sword, it is now broken.
As you can plainly see.
Okay, it's broken. And I don't have to take it off, but if I get hit there again, it will go through the armor. If he hits it with a red weapon, and calls red,
Red!
then it breaks through instantly, and whatever damage would normally be done is done. If he hits it single-handedly, it does nothing. With
Why
no
isn't it
stabbing
working?
weapon.
Johnny, explain why it isn't working.
Because it doesn't go through, that's not even, okay. Because it doesn't go through it.
Oh!
Even though this is, alright. Now, if he hits it with two hands,
Double
then
green.
it goes through, and I lose whatever the damage would be normally. Typically, armor needs to be chainmail, plate mail, which is like steel plate,
I think I can...
or leather.
This is a yellow,
It works like a green.
except this one you can throw at him.
It works like a two-handed flying green. So if someone is if someone is wearing armor and it hits the armor, it does the damage of a two-handed green. And that is the rule.
Someone throws rocks, not like actual rocks, like they're foam on the inside. You can only get hit in the head and it's a kill if it's in the head.
This is not yet a legal rock because it's yellow, and only javelins and arrows can have yellow them. But for now it's called the golden potato, and once I cover it and sew it in white sock, it will be legal. And it's not very aerodynamic yet.
Started when I was in high school, and I guess pretty much every other sport got boring once I started doing this, and once I started fighting Dagorhir, once the sport kind of got boring. I didn't get to dress how I wanted to, and I didn't get to play with whatever I wanted to. There was no kind of exclusions, nobody telling me that I had to be anywhere at one time. It was kind of just like playing a video game in real life. Something that's really great that I've really enjoyed about this is that anybody can come up with their own opinion of how they want to play, and they can kind of live by that. And if it works, that's great. And if it doesn't, then then they just keep playing and just do what's fun.
I like meeting up with people and talking. I also like fighting and hating people. I've been doing this for about a year and a half.
That's because it's fun to hit people with foam sticks. It's a lot more fulfilling than shooting them.
My friend was telling me about it, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to get too much into it, and here I am now. I wasn't really sure. I like the idea of hitting people with swords. But then I learned that there's a lot more to it than that. That there's actually strategies. I sometimes look up war strategies in my spare time to see ideas about it.
You don't have to follow one kind of style of play. As long as you play by the basic rules, you can have any kind of number of mentalities or approaches to how you play. So that's fun. That's fun for me.
It all started when I was first going there, and I was thinking about, actually wasn't thinking, like, when I first started getting into it, I felt like there was this warrior that, like, unleashed itself inside me.
Different opinions about how
Like, and I felt like I was a different person.
I think it's a martial art, and the art part of it, which doesn't exist anywhere else, is that there's a creative element where you can decide what creative side you want to bring to the game.
So this is what the times of medieval people would drink, but today, since we live in a civilized place, we drink Fago and tea.